It started like just another day in the memorial parking lot. Walter Chen, an 81-year-old veteran with a gentle smile and a Purple Heart pinned to his jacket, simply wanted to park his car in the handicapped spot he was legally allowed to use. But three young men were standing there, filming for TikTok, laughing too loudly to care. When Walter politely asked them to move, one of them, Tyler, a self-proclaimed prank influencer, decided to turn the moment into content. He slapped Walter across the face while the camera rolled, shouting, "This is gonna blow up on TikTok." His friends laughed, recording every second like it was a joke. Walter's hearing aid fell to the ground, his hands trembling as he whispered, "Please, just leave me alone, son." But the young man only smirked. What he didn't know was that 40 bikers inside the clubhouse had seen everything. Inside the nearby biker clubhouse, the sound of laughter outside turned into something else, a sharp crack that made every head turn. Through the window, they saw the old man fall back, his hearing aid skidding across the pavement. For a moment, the room went silent. Then Tank, the club's president, stood up slowly, his heavy boots echoing across the floor. "Brothers," he said, his voice low but filled with fire, "we've got a situation." One by one, the bikers rose, 40 men in leather vests, faces hardened by time and loyalty. They didn't rush. They walked in formation, boots striking the asphalt like a warning drumbeat. Tyler, still grinning for his camera, didn't notice the wave of shadows closing in behind him. But when the laughter stopped and the rumble of engines filled the air, he finally turned around, and saw 40 pairs of eyes that promised justice. As the bikers surrounded him, the arrogant smile on Tyler's face began to fade. The old man steadied himself, brushing the dust off his jacket, and looked straight at the boy who had struck him. His voice was quiet but carried a weight that silenced everyone. "Do you know who I came here to honor today?" he asked. Tyler hesitated, his bravado shrinking. Walter's eyes softened as he continued, "My best friend, Corporal Tyler Patterson, the man who threw himself on a grenade to save me." The crowd fell still. Walter's trembling hand touched the memorial wall behind him. "He was your age when he gave his life," he said, voice breaking slightly. "And yet here you are, hurting an old man for entertainment." The moment hung in the air, heavy with shame and realization. Even the bikers said nothing, because Walter's words alone had already delivered the lesson. Tyler's phone was still recording when Tank stepped forward, towering over him with calm authority. "Delete it," he said firmly. Tyler tried to laugh it off, claiming it was all just a prank, but the laughter didn't sound convincing anymore. The bikers closed in, their faces unreadable, their silence louder than any threat. One of them grabbed Tyler's camera and smashed it under his boot, the sound of shattering plastic echoing through the lot. "That's what your $10,000 toy is worth," Tank muttered. Tyler fumbled for his phone, panicking, but there was nowhere to run. "You wanted views," one of the bikers growled. "Well, now the whole world's gonna see what you really are." Hands shaking, Tyler began deleting video after video. Every cruel prank, every moment built on someone else's pain, realizing too late that the fame he chased had just destroyed him. When the chaos finally quieted, Walter stepped closer to the boy who had humiliated him. Tyler's face was pale, his confidence completely gone. He muttered an apology, voice trembling, but Walter simply looked at him, not with anger, but with deep disappointment. "I forgive you," he said softly. The words caught everyone off guard. Tyler blinked in disbelief. "What? After what I did?" Walter nodded. "I've seen real violence. I've seen men die. Carrying hatred only keeps the pain alive. But forgiveness," he paused, his eyes steady, "forgiveness doesn't mean there are no consequences." Behind him, Tank gave a faint nod. Justice had already been served, but Walter had gone beyond revenge. In that moment, the old soldier taught them all something greater than strength or pride. He showed them that real power lies not in striking back, but in choosing mercy when you've already won. Months passed, and the world moved on. but the lesson didn't fade. Walter kept visiting the memorial, his steps slower now, his spirit unshaken. One afternoon, as he stood before the wall of names, a familiar voice called his name. It was Tyler, no cameras, no designer clothes, just a young man humbled by life. He handed Walter an envelope filled with money he'd saved for homeless veterans and said quietly, "It's not much, but I wanted to make things right." Walter's eyes softened as he placed a hand on Tyler's shoulder. "You've already started," he said. That day, the two sat together, talking about courage, sacrifice, and the meaning of a good life. Tyler promised to honor the name he had once disgraced. Walter smiled faintly, proud at last. Because in the end, respect isn't given, it's earned through change, through humility, and through honor.